Hi, everyone. I am so excited that today's another Tuesday. I'm so excited that we are going to have a great program, especially for such a time as this. Everyone is trying to figure out what do we do, where do we go from here. I know that a speaker is excited. Lucretia is someone who has built businesses herself. And you can see from her resume, if you check her out, she's someone whose life spans from banking to business development to everything you can imagine in helping us for such a time as this. So I'm so excited that you all have joined the call and the training for today, which is how to start a business and make money. I remember one of the sessions we had, one of you did ask the question, how can I do business? How can I make money? How can I do business and make money if I don't have money? Does that make sense? I remember that question. I know for a fact that's a very legitimate question because in these times, nobody has money. Most people, like us, but, we're changing that narrative. So it is possible that you can start a business and make money. You just have to be willing to go through the process and get a mentor, get people to support you to making sure that you do that and stay consistently consistent. I don't care how long it takes you. So today, our presenter is Lucretia Freeman-Buster. She's the managing principal for LAMP Consulting Group, and she serves as the Chief Business Development Officer for Charles County Economic Development. Let that sink in for a minute, because if you don't know what that means, in a minute you would understand, because you don't just get up one day and get that position. But let me say something for some of you that may not know who we are and what WETATi is about before we kickstart this program. And I can guarantee you by the end of this session, you're really going to learn a lot, get some training on how you get started. Whatever you do, get started. I don't care how small, I don't care how confusing it is, get started. Every single business that is huge today was once somebody's small idea. Every big business was somebody's, oh my God, can this work? Will anybody pay any attention to, will people pay me money for doing this? And the answer is yes. And that's what this conversation is today and the training that you're going to receive momentarily. How to start a business and make money. But let me step back and tell you a little bit about WETATi. WETATi is a nonprofit organization. We wear two hats. WETATi stands for we are empowered to achieve the impossible. When we have programs like this that incorporates both men and women, and when we have programs that are unique to women, we go by Women Empowered, but still WETATi. We are a center for creative thinking, leadership, and entrepreneurship. The whole thing, and I'm the founder, Ambassador Dr. Margaret Dureki is my name, and I'm the founder of the organization. I gained my ambassadorial position because of the philanthropic work I do around the world, including particularly in Africa. So in 2015, I was bestowed the honor of ambassador by the president and the first lady of Gambia. And I couldn't believe it. So you see what could happen when you give of yourself. I remember when I received an award in New York some years ago, and somebody asked me, how can I get, I really want to be an ambassador, how do you get it? I never knew it was an important thing. I thought it was, oh, anybody can get it. And I realized it's something that is honor that that's bestowed upon you when you do something. So can you imagine, you can even become a business person, start thinking ideally about what you can do to change the world. And you could become the ambassador of some countries in the world. So don't think about business like this little small cup, this little thing I have an idea I'm going to do. It may not work, it may work. Just believe, because success is a series of decisions you make along the way. Just believe that it can be done. So WETATi, for some of you, you can check out our website, WETATi.com. Don't fail to follow us on social media, because your support will help us gain more ground to give others the knowledge they need and the training and understanding that they have the power to change their own narrative. So our mantra is changing the narrative, creating your own opportunity, because nobody's willing and is going to be willing to pay you more than you're willing to pay yourself. And this pandemic of this COVID-19 is an exemplary situation for any of us to utilize. to understand why everybody needs to start their own today, so that tomorrow,
Okay,
and I
think I'm
can tell you
on.
in a few seconds, I'll be introducing you to I think I already told you guys about Miss Lucretia, who I call her a gentle lion. She's somebody who is so powerful. If you pay attention, she's not like me, the rah person making us, but take heed to every single word that she's going to utilize to train you guys. As a matter of fact, her training expands people of your generation, of your age group. So that's why you need to pay attention. She's a trainer and a business developer for countries around the world. And here in Charles County, in addition to her own personal business called Lamb Consulting, where she does that. So take heed with that. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to our trainer and presenter for today. And her name is Ms. Lucretia Freeman-Buster. I already saw her credentials here, and don't fail to look her up and see more the work that she's done. So Lucretia, I want you to take a minute. Thank you for being on the call. I know because of this economic meltdown due to COVID-19, you are very, very in high demand. That's I doff my heart to you. I don't know how you do it, but this generation that are going to be listening to you, learning from your training today, is actually the generation that need you the most. So we're very grateful that you took the time to be here today. So everyone take a look at her resume right here. Left to her, she wouldn't care that we share this because she's such a humble human being, but it's important for you to know who she is and understand the power of the person that's going to be presenting to you today. So we can move on to the next thing, and Lucretia, I would like you to take a minute, share something about you, because I'm not your mouthpiece, and then we can get straight to it. So the student can gain information. Some of them want to know how they can start a business even without money and make money. We can perform magic.
Okay, hello to all, and you've seen my bio, and that's me. So I love to share my knowledge with people, and you know, getting feedback and engaging in discussion on what you do and what your goals and objectives are for getting into business, because this is the thing to do. Not the 9-to-5 wouldn't cut it anymore. So starting a small business is highly recommended now, especially with the digital age that we are in. There's a lot of businesses can be started with money or without. Or just a little bit of capital, depending on what type of industry your business will get, you know, you will be establishing your business in. But I have a presentation that I'm going to do, and after the presentation, I will be open for any questions that you might have, and I will do my best to answer those questions. And if I cannot answer your questions, I will find the answer, give it to Dr. directly, and she would get you the answers. So we will get started.
So we can start this.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, they're not supposed to. They're muted out, Lucretia.
Okay, that's great.
The students are muted out. So you're just gonna go ahead with starting with start your business, and then they will leave a chart.
Okay. Yeah. Starting your business, but before we get to the market research, I like to start with the big idea, because that's you know what you start with. Everyone come up with this big idea of starting a business. First, you want to assess that idea to know whether this is a hobby or this is an idea that actually will meet the demand, whether there's a gap in the market, in the consumer market, that will benefit from this idea. So coming up with that big idea, you want to identify your business idea. As I said, is this a hobby? Is this something that would be a money-making machine? Or am I just fed up working my 9-to-5 job or working for my boss, and I'm going to use my talent to start a business, but I want to be be an employee for myself? Or am I actually starting a business to grow and employ people? So those are questions you want to do. I mean, you want to answer. I mean, you also want to assess your own strengths and your own ability. Not everyone is a born entrepreneur, as I always say, but I believe that you can be trained to become a very successful entrepreneur or very successful business owner if you pay attention to detail and understand the current market situation, understand the industry, and do that self-assessment. Am I the individual that can really start a business and move it to the next level? Because it is not a 9-to-5 job as you would have had or think it is. There would be times that you would have to work, 9, 10, 15 hours a day to get your business moving. So the big idea is very important. You want to also perform an idea analysis, as I said, your self-assessment. You want to make sure you understand your own strengths and weaknesses. How can you capitalize on your weaknesses to turn it into strength? And how can you excel even more in your strengths? So those are things that you really, really want to pay attention to before you can successfully get into business.
So Lucretia, right? Can I just to piggyback into that? So what I'm hearing you say, because I'm not able to ask questions now, and please go ahead and put down your questions. So the first thing is what the big idea they need to flesh out. How does somebody know when they have a big idea or something like that? Or what seems a big idea to me may not be to you, just before you go to the next point.
And it's all individual. I mean, it's your big idea would not be my big idea. You could be sitting in your bedroom and something would click to you, or you could use your current experience or your current work experience and come up with an idea, or even transfer that knowledge that you have into your own business. But how are you going to move that idea to the next level is important.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So after you have flushed out your big idea and you have identified your business idea and you said, well, this is an idea. I have done my gap analysis. I know there is a gap in the market for my product or for my service, and I have done an idea analysis and self-assessment of myself. I'm ready to put my feet on the ground and run. So the next phase you want to move in will be to research, market research. So when you get into your market, I've already briefly talked about that briefly. Market research would tell you if there is an opportunity out there for your business. And to turn your business into your idea into a successful business. That's what the market research would tell you. It's a way that you would be able to gather information about, potential customers, potential businesses that is already operating in the industry or in your market or even in your target market. And you will use this information to find any type of competitive advantage for your business to move forward. So as I said, the market research is very critical, because if you do not understand the market you're getting into, or find customer for your business, or do some sort of competitive analysis to help you make your business unique, because you have to be able to differentiate your business from your competitors, which is extremely important. You could be selling a red pen down the street and company B could be selling a red pen down the street. But what makes your red pen different from the company down the street red pen, or what, so those are things you really want to understand and assess that in order to come up with means of being competitive. So market research also blend with consumer behavior, because if you do some of your market research, you have to understand why customer buy, why consumer buy. The consumer behavior is important. Then you also want to be able to answer questions to get a good sense of your market. And your market can be kind of segmented into the area where you're going to be operating, and your market can also be the client that you will be serving, would be your target market or your target client base. So all of that constitute your market. So first, these are a few questions that you should be able to answer when you're performing your market research. Is demand? Is there a desire for my product or service? Remember, I mentioned that in the beginning, when you have come up with this big idea, whether you have done a gap analysis, have you identified any demand for your product or your services out there? Because you don't want to come up with a product or service that have no type of demand. Okay, the market size, how many people would be interested in your product or service? Very important. You need to know, and that's also part of your gap analysis, understanding the market you're going to get in. Am I selling my product to male or female, or am I selling to children, or unisex, or even the service you're going to be offering? What type of service is that? Whether people will be interested in your offering. You also want to be able to answer a question about your economic indicator, and that is, what is the income range and employment rate? So you don't want to get into a business that you wouldn't make any money to pay yourself. That's why we get into business. So you really want to understand the economic indicators of that market. And that's where in your analysis and in your business plan, those would be things that you will find out. Location. If you're going to be in business of selling product, location is extremely important. Where do your customer live, and where can your business, or how can your business reach them, or where can your business reach? So accessibility, visibility is important for any type of business that will have like a storefront or selling product. Whether you have a service business, depending on the type of service business you have, visibility is important. Accessibility is important. People getting in touch with you, all of that is important.
Right. So
you have a question?
Yeah, no, I was just going to make a comment, and we'll go to the fine-tune your business and plan. This generation, the next generation, and the college students, high school students, that they are looking for a way to utilize this COVID-19 explosion, meaning things are never going to be the same way. They're not even interested in looking for a location. They want to take advantage of technology, making sure they can sit in the comfort of their dorm, their home, their grandma's, their car, whatever they have. It can be applicable to anybody, like you said, but they're like, okay, how can I use technology? And I'm not about to get, because now banks are not giving loans. They're like, how can I, because people have done it before, utilize technology and what's going on now and still successfully build a business. And if they're not interested in brick and mortar, like getting a physical location.
Absolutely right. You have a lot of online stores or online platform that they can use now. We're in the digital age, and I will give an example. And let me put something here. I'll give an example of some of the companies that, when they got into business, they focused strictly on the model that didn't incorporate anything that is digital.
Right.
And you can see, as of today, lot of those companies are no longer in business now.
Right.
Let's talk about, for example, if you look at Sears, look at Sears that have been one of the world leading companies is no longer in existence. Why?
Yeah.
Because they did not implement anything.
Right. Okay, we couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you as you're putting your thing.
Implement anything in terms of you know, the digital age. So it is very important when you developing a business plan or any type of business model. You want to make sure that business model can be easily adjusted to meet the demands or the expansion of, you know, of your business. So there's a lot of things now that we can do online. You don't have to have a brick and mortar to become a successful business.
Right.
The digital age is so important, and those would be things that you will, you know, want to focus on. A lot of what you're doing right now with Zoom, online training. So what are some of the, you want to focus on, what are some of the technology that are out there now that you can utilize or implement to integrate in your business model? You know, that is important. When it comes to technology, it is not my strength, but I know out there that technology is so important. And a lot of people right now are utilizing technology to get their business going in this COVID-19. And there's a lot of platform out there you can use. You can adapt the Toyota model of the business. Business model is one of the models that a lot of business schools use now to propel, you know, entrepreneurs to move forward. Look at Amazon. Amazon has now taken over the market because when Amazon started, this guy started in his garage, and he brought a lot of the team, even the team that you have, and I kind of moving ahead of myself because those were things I was going to talk about as I move on.
That's fine. It makes sense. You can repeat them when you need to, but it's making sense and it's tying in. So that's fine. You're good.
Even the team that you surround yourself with is important. And that's what the owner of Amazon did. He brought on expert, and you will not always remember that you are not the expert of everything. You might have the business idea, and you may be the front runner of that business idea, but you have to bring people on board or leverage other people's strength to move your business ahead. So and take example of Walmart. When Walmart comes into the market, what happened is serious disruption. Even though Walmart is a retail outlet, but Walmart has a very, very strong presence, online platform presence. So those would be things that this is all tied into your business model. Even though I may have a storefront, I may have an office that people will come to, how can I utilize current technology? Because we are in the digital age right now, and how can I utilize technology to propel my business? How can I utilize technology to move to the next level? And as I stated, there's a lot of platform out there. There's a lot of things you can do to integrate that. But the old-fashioned way is also great as well, because you also want to have that, you know, sometimes contact with your clients or your market as well.
Right. I was thinking we're going to move on to the next one, but Lucretia, you're so on point. But as you were talking, something really occurred to me. The two companies you mentioned, particularly say Sears and Walmart. If you guys remember, all of you know Walmart. Maybe some of you may not even know Sears, because Sears has been dying for a long time. But the point I was going to make is using maybe Walmart and Amazon. Before they got online, For years, they only did business at like physical location. But as technology continued to evolve, they woke up and realized that if they don't adapt, they would die. It's a question of adaptation or dying if you don't follow the trend of what's going on. They quickly, Walmart and used to be just buy some t-shirts or shoes or a sock and things of that nature. One day, and they are also visionaries, because you have to also have vision. One day I go into the store and then all of a sudden I'm seeing groceries in Walmart, but they knew that this day was going to come to some degree, maybe not the COVID thing, but the point is that technology is a way that every business must incorporate. And the great news is that you guys are born or were born in the technology era. So you all should be on point on what you need to do. So Lucretia, I think that's really, really awesome. So if they're dying from there, my personal vision and challenge for you guys is to see how you can utilize technology with minimal or no money at all, create wealth for yourself and your family. So the next point here is to fine-tune their business plan or idea, but we're not going to delve into the plan as much as the idea because they are just beginners, so we don't overwhelm them with the process.
Yeah, so the next thing is the business planning process. You have to have a plan, whether it's a digital plan, you have to have a plan that would direct your business growth, that would direct your business, moving your business forward. This business plan is a roadmap for you. You have to take your ideas and put it on paper that you can go back to those ideas and say, hey, this worked or this didn't work, so you can refine that idea to help your business move to the next level. Like what Dr. Tureki said, what Walmart did, when it started, they were just selling t-shirts or what have you. Now Walmart has a full grocery store, and a lot of other businesses, coming into the same type of business model. Some of those retail store, Target, for example, now adding food, because you know why? They understood the customer, what the needs of the customers are. I know they went back to the business plan and say, hey, and it kept track of their consumer spending or customer spending and the customer buying behavior. And I sort of went back to the business plan and say, hey, customer asked for this when they came in, customer asked for that when they came in. So let's incorporate this, and it went back and made those changes. So your business plan is a roadmap. It's going to talk about your business goals and objectives. It's going to talk about your financial plan for your business, your management plan, your operational plan, all of that, your business model, your marketing plan, all of that is incorporated in your business plan. So that business idea you have has to be transferred into a business plan in order to implement it successfully. That's what the business plan about. And then funding. Some of your businesses.
When can you see the, what's the next you have there, Chichi? Can you go, do you see that we're using this one, right? You say the next one is on page 7. Does your business idea need funding to start? That's where we are, slide 3. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No, it just said need funding to start.
Does your business idea need funding to start?
Does your business idea need funding to start?
I was like, okay, cool.
Does your business idea need funding
to start?
It depends again on the type of business that you are operating. Definitely your business, every type of business, you will need some sort of funding to start. You have to incorporate your business. You have to get your business license. The bare minimum you will need to get your business started. And again, depending on the type of business, some business are very, what I call heavily capital intensive. And some business, you probably would just need a couple of hundreds of dollars, a couple of $100 to get started. And that depends on the type of business you're starting. But as your business grows, the need will also grow. You will have to bring in on employees, or you have to bring on partners. You will have to maybe expand your offering, whether it's product or whether it's service. You will have to expand, and it will take money to do that. It will take money to do that. So you want to understand when you get to that place, where can I access capital? How can I access capital? You can access capital in two ways. You can access capital as debt, and you can access capital as equity. Debt capital, you can walk into the bank and ask the bank for a loan, and the bank can give you a loan and tell you, hey, Mr. Businessman, you have to pay me back this loan in 5 years at an interest rate of 10%, and that's how the bank would make its money on the interest you pay back. That's one way. You can use what I call friends and family to raise capital for your business, and you can in turn pay them back. Now you have this GoFundMe and all that, other type of technology or resources you can use to also raise capital for your business. You can do that as well. But if you're using GoFundMe, you must have a very, very good tagline or something that is going to more of a social type responsibility, or giving back to your community to attract people to fund whatever idea you've come up with. It has to be an idea that is so transforming and so innovative that
what you call social enterprise.
Social enterprise type, for people to use this GoFundMe or what have you. You can also use equity as startup funding. You can find an investor, and this investor can come in and say, hey, I don't know if you all have seen Shark Tank. I love to watch Shark Tank.
I love Shark Tank.
People come in and pitch pitch their business idea, and after they pitch their business idea, you have the investors there that will say, hey, this sounds great, this is something I think has some sort of market out there for this product or service, so I will invest X number of dollars into this business idea. But again, you also want to be very savvy. You want to really understand your business, understand the numbers, understand the projection to go in front of an investor, because that investor may read. They are very, very savvy people, very smart. You might present your business idea and they will read between the lines and say, hey, this business might be, like maybe like a Amazon in the next 5-10 years. So you know what? I will give you $100,000, give me 50% ownership in your business. So you have to understand your business, understand what you think your business worth and what your worth is in order to go in front of an investor, because they could make a deal that could not be in your best interest. So, so accessing capital, you can do it by debt funding, you can do it by equity funding, and now you have this GoFundMe where people can donate to your project. Some will donate, with no strings attached, or you can go to family members to fund your business. But having capital is important, is critical for the growth of any business. You cannot operate your business without capital. You cannot operate your business as it is in the beginning and think that's all you would need. You have to start thinking ahead, what I call thinking big, to want to move your business to the next level.
Right. So basically what I'm hearing, I'm one of those people that I started business without money, call me crazy. Because you see, you guys are in a better time. I keep looking at the corner to look at you, Lucretia, because you're showing up on my right side. But so what I'm hearing is that there's no excuses. If you want it bad enough, you make it happen. The bottom line is that before you can even go to anybody, come up with an idea. Business is a step-by-step process. Don't try to say, oh, it's not, I don't have any money, I don't know anybody. No. If you want it bad enough and you have an idea that is going to be the next big thing, it doesn't have to be to the world, to a particular group or community or target market. And it really, oftentimes, most of these problems, if you solve it, then you have a business. So don't talk yourself out of it. Say, oh, my mother doesn't have this. And now I don't think in those terms. So she just shared with you the various ways you can, but without even thinking about money now, start with the basic idea. See if your idea is really great. Somebody can see it right there and then I say, oh, this is really great. And when the time comes, they say, build it and they will come. And you need funding. Like she said, go through the steps. Somebody will be there to hear your song. I just wanted to put that out there, actually. Go ahead, Lucretia. I think
great.
the next one.
Sure. Choose your business name.
Mm-hmm.
This is important to choose your business name. So after you have done your market research, you have done your business plan, you have identified your funding, you have found your location. And when I say location, it doesn't have to be brick and mortar. Your location can be online, any type of technology or platform you want to use. You know, your business structure. I don't know whether we talk about that. You want to, you know, decide on what business structure you're going to use. And that's the form of organization. This is something that, you know, you can reach out to a consultant to help you with. Your business structure will play an important role in tax implication. So whether you're going to incorporate your business as a sole proprietor, or you're going to incorporate your business as an LLC or a corporation, that's what the business structure is. So that is very important to understand that as well, because as your business grow, if you are in the wrong structure, you might end up paying more taxes than you ought to pay. So you could start your business as an LLC using the LLC structure. That may be ideal for your operation now because of the stage that your business is in. But then maybe down the line, you might want to change that structure to a corporation to help minimize the taxes, or to also leverage the amount of money you can take out of your business that will not pay the high or very high tax rate. So business structure has a lot to do with where you are right now, how you're getting started, and where your business is going to be the next 4 or 5 years, and understanding your business finances in-house, because that's one of the critical points that a lot of small business owners fail in. They do not understand the financial management aspect of the business. So understanding that is very critical in choosing the right business structure. Now, after you have considered your business structure, you want to now— I was
going to say something, Lucretia, because before you run out, from me, I'm bringing from my own personal, I didn't have money to start. Before you run out there and try to acquire debt or borrow money here and there, work on the basics about your business. Like I didn't go and run off and register my name, my business name right away. When I started, I first tested the market, try to make sure I know what I'm doing to some degree, because you never know what you're doing until you actually do it. So you don't have to run off right away and go and acquire debts to start a business. You can start a business without registering it right away. You can create a business and do all these things you talked about without even registering it. Give yourself some time to build it up a little bit before you even get into the registration part of it, before you get into getting yourself getting into debt about it. Basically, there'll be time to do that, and you will know because you get guidance and support or mentorship in the process. I just wanted to make sure I kind of mentioned that, so they don't think the first thing they need to do is go borrow money and start on that path already.
No, and Dr. Durecki is right, not borrowing money initially, but if you're going to test out your business and it's not registered, you wouldn't test it out to make money.
Yes.
You would test it out as a pro bono type service to the public, because you have to be a registered or bona fide registered business to transact business out there.
Exactly.
To generate revenue. So
yes.
Yeah, so you can start your business, but you know, do a more of a pro bono type, or like I'm testing type thing, to build your client base, and then
what is called proof of concept, right? That's what they call proof of concept, right?
Yeah, and register your business. So let's go back to choose your business name, because that is very, very important. And I always like to tell this story, and I think just this story will communicate what I really want to say. When I was at Howard University, a lady came in and she wanted help with her business. And I, before she came in and, I was talking to her on the phone, and she said her business was I think it was G&G Corporation. And it didn't click on me what G&G Corporation was. So when she came in to meet with me and we were talking, I got to know that G&G Corporation was a daycare center. Now, how will the type of business and the name didn't match at all? So what?
I don't mean to laugh, I'm sorry.
So what I'm trying to say is that you want to choose a name that will one day develop a brand that would never be forgotten.
Yes, WETATi.
And that brand or that name should be married, and it's something that should be so intertwined that when you see the logo of that company, you know exactly the name and the brand. So I don't know if I'm communicating that way for you to do. Look at Starbucks. Look at Apple. And especially for products, for those of you that want to get in business selling products or developing products, it is so critical to get a name for your product that will create a brand that even when people see your logo, they know this is what it is. So choosing a business name is important, because you don't want to choose a business name that you have to go back and start, because creating awareness and creating brand and getting the message out there and starting all over can have negative impact on your business growth, business expansion, and all of that. So make sure you choose the right name for your business.
Right, that's really awesome. On to the next one. So please continue. Do you have any question or comment? Just continue to put it down there on the chart. So at the end, you can ask those questions. That's why you're spending your evening on this call. So that way, whatever questions you have, she will be able to answer them for you at the end. If you didn't ask a question, it wasn't worth it, because that's the goal of this. So put your questions down and as she goes to the next point.
The next point?
Yeah, okay, the next slide, sorry.
The next slide, I think, is to register your business. We briefly talked about it. So register your business.
Register your business name. Did you do that already?
Yeah, we're already talking about that.
Okay, go on to the next.
Bonafide. Okay. You want to also get all the appropriate licenses for your business. Some of your, but having a business license and a professional license are two different things. They give an example. You could be a doctor. You have to have a professional license to be a doctor, but you also will have to have a license to operate, like your business license. So you want to make sure you have all of your appropriate licenses to operate. Now, some operation may not require a business license, but it will require a professional license. And some business operation may not require particular permits to do. If you're in the construction field, yes, you will require permits. So just to understand the type of business, the industry you're in, to get the appropriate license and the permit, because you don't want to start operation and you don't have those appropriate licenses and permits in place.
Right. So really, the point of this training is to expound on your mindset, your entrepreneurial spirit. So not to overwhelm you, these are steps in the process. Nobody in business got up one day and did all of this. So be encouraged that you guys are gaining ground beyond your generation. Some of your mates don't know you guys. We're equipping you guys with 5 to 10 years span or what you would have been doing 10 years or 5 years from now. So take it in good faith, because this is something you should be grateful for. All right, Lucretia, keep going. I see a few of you have some questions, which we will tackle that at the end. So Lucretia, next slide, please.
Okay, the next slide. And also with your having your right licenses, to start a business, you want to make sure you have the appropriate insurance for your business as well. And that is critical. General liability and all of those things would be very critical for your business operation. You want to also open up a bank account. You don't want to commingle your personal funds with your business fund. That is important. That to help you keep good record of your business spending, to see where you are, where you can make adjustments. And so you don't have to go out there and borrow money, because you will have an account that you can track your revenue and your expenses in to better position your business operation for growth. So
why would somebody, they're like, okay, I don't have money now. Why should I go and open back an account? I have a question or something I was going to ask or add some value, because some of you may be thinking, can you answer that? I mean, because when I was in college, we weren't thinking about opening an account. As soon as we get the money, we go back and take it. And you just speak to that a little bit, because
I will tell you about it a little bit. This is all the mindset. Remember, Dr. DeRakey, when you said it's a mindset?
Mindset,
because
yes.
If I come up with my idea, I did my research, I have my business plan, I chose not choosing a brick and mortar. I'm going to do an online, whatever location I choose for my business. I've done everything, registered and did everything. Opening a bank account, those are all things that will make you, give you that momentum or motivation to move forward with, with your business. It kind of shift the thinking and shift the mindset that I'm a business owner. This is all psychology.
Yes.
It's so psychologically embedded in the brain. It fulfills.
Yes.
So opening a bank account, you can shop around. A lot of the credit unions now will start a business account with $1, with $5, with no monthly fee. You can find a free business checking account out there. So it doesn't require thousands of dollars to open up an account. You can check with those smaller credit unions that now trying to attract business customers, not the large Bank of America of the world and Wells Fargo of the world or huge banks. Those smaller community-based banks and those credit unions would be an ideal place to get started.
Right, and then Lucretia too, there's most of them, if not all of them, are still students. So you guys have it the best of the world. They have an account for students. They don't have an account for students and business. There's so much advantage that most of you have that you don't even know. And I'm just going to throw this in there as well. Some of you even go to the extent of taking student loans that you don't need or you're not going to use, right? So those are the money you can account for. If you're judicious about how you use it, you are actually in the best time of your life. Sometimes you will remember what I'm telling you. So like she said, once that psychological shift happens, because now you have a business card, now you did a business plan, you immediately your mind shifts to, whoa, I'm a business owner before you do anything else. I think it's imperative that you carry that same discipline on how you handle money, because to be honest with you, I'm not in your pocket. Most of you do see some good change in your hands from time to time. What are you doing with it? Begin to put it aside for that business you're going to start, so you can do some basic things like your domain, your online domain names and things of that nature without even going to anybody. You can go very far as a small business with your own personal savings before you go to somebody else. I just wanted to throw that in there, Lucretia.
And one thing to add, when Dr. DeRakey mentioned you all are students, do you know some of the most successful multi-billionaires now dropped out of college and started a business? Facebook was one. I don't know all of the names. I hadn't written them. I don't have it, but no matter whether you're in college or not, but you guys can come up with such innovative idea that would take the United States by surprise. And this product or service would be so innovative that the market, there would be so much high demand. So it's just creating that mindset and that psychic within you that I can create something. Being a student, because a lot of successful business was started by student, by college dropout, never finished college, and they are the most successful business people. So don't sell yourself short. You can be a college student. You have learned enough so far anyways that you can take a business to the next level. Just wanted to throw that in there for you.
Yeah, totally.
So now you got your business started. How are you going to manage your business? That's important. I didn't just get a business started not to manage it. Like I talked about earlier, to have the right team in place. Whether you are your own team member, you want to make sure that you have done your own assessment of your ability and your capabilities, and setting aside that time to work in your business, not work for your business. It's two different things. You want to work in your business, and having the right people around you, and people that would be, makers that will influence the success of your business. That's what you want to do. You want to hang around people that will have similar mindset, because if you hang around people that have entrepreneurial mindset or similar mindset, will take you a long way, regardless of whether this is product or services, or service future benefits. Without the right team, or hanging around the right people, or having that mindset, will not grow. So all of these will help your business grow, and not getting yourself surrounded by those things will not, your business wouldn't move to the next level. Pretty much growth would not maximize. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's really, I feel like I feel like one of you, or I feel like I need to start a new business. It's an amazing feeling to start something from nothing. You should be jumping off of your seats right now, because I'm so excited. So remember that this is going to be shared on our YouTube channel. If you want to get this again, I recommend that you all go back and get it when it's maybe by tomorrow or so. I'm not sure when our technicians will put it out. So you can go back and listen to it again, let it marinate in your soul, share it with your social media, your friends and other people who are similarly minded, so that they can encourage you. Ms. Buster wasn't here when we did the mindset differentiator. And that's exactly what she's alluding to. You can't separate mindset from success, period. So we're going to go to the next slide.
And then also to manage your own business, you want to have a team that reflect the ultimate vision of your company, and that represent the value, the value that you have the same vision. Remember, we talked about, Dr. Tariki just mentioned mindset again. They should represent the value, the beliefs, the behavior is so critical, and experiences that make your business work environment, that move your business to the next level. So the team is extremely important. So if you do not have the right team in place, growth will not maximize.
That's right. And you know what's the Lucretia, before you continue, because we're gonna get to the question and answer version, is that what you just said is crucially important, that now that you guys are, whether now through the distancing because of the COVID-19, you still have contact with some friends, people you go to school with. You know how they think. You want to begin to assess those people. If you watch those people that started businesses while they were in school, it was by them being around certain students, and they listen and hear how they think and what they do, where they go. They're like, oh, wow, we could be a great business partner. You don't have to go at it alone. You can think about people who think similarly, but you can be the originator of that idea, and you go to them. And that's one way you can also facilitate that. So, because it's not easy to stay with that thought by yourself all the time. So you have to have somebody that you talk to from time to time who share the same vision. You guys can take it to another level. So we'll be getting to the questions, and let me Lucretia.
Well, let me just close out here. Yeah, let me just close out here real quick. I'm going to run through. So like I said, manage your business. You want to make sure you have the right team. You want to make sure you keep your finances in check. You want to utilize whatever source of capital you have, whether it's your own money or getting from family and friends. You want to focus on your strength. You know, as your business grows, you will need to leverage areas of uniqueness and your strength. It is very essential to capitalize on whatever factors that make you stand out from your competitors. So it's important to focus on your strength. You want to also scale your business. Scale your business, what I'm referring to is getting on path to moving your business to the next level, and your business model to keep up with the business development criteria. Remember, we talk about the technology age. You want to make sure your business is in line with all of those things. And after you manage your business will also, you also want to grow your business. Managing your business for growth is important. So some of the areas that will help you grow your business, I covered some of these earlier, is to get to know your customer, understand your target base, understand your customer, who your customer are. You want to offer great customer service. Excellent customer service should be your first priority. As I stated, company A could be down the street selling a red pen, and you could be right up the street selling a red pen. But what differentiates your red pen from, differentiate you from company A, that clients will want to come in to your, on your website or however channel of distribution you have for your product or services, is customer service. So customer service is very, very critical. You also want to nurture your existing customer. You want to be very, very nurturing to your existing customer, because finding new customer, retaining the customer you have is critical, and it is important. That will help your business move to the next level than going out and finding new client. You want to use social media. We're in the technology age. We'll talk about that. You want to attend networking events, get yourself hooked up. Now you member of WETATi. You want to make sure you utilize and leverage all of the services that WETATi is providing you, and capitalizing on all of those things, because it will help your business grow to the next level. You also want to be able to attend some networking events, get your business card, get yourself some publicity, get yourself known out there. You want to give back to the community. As you grow, give back to the community. That's social responsibility. You have a lot of these large companies now, like the Amazons and the Starbucks. They have corporate social responsibilities that they give back to the community. So it's very important to start to create that mindset now that, as I give back to my community, will be, beneficial for even more growth in my business. And lastly, measure what works and refine your approach as you go. Measure what works and refine your approach as you go. There will be times that you might hit a brick wall, and you have to refine your processes, and you have to update your business model or change your business model. So you want to have some sort of measurement in place that you can measure your success for business growth.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I don't know, you can't hear them, but I'm clapping for everybody. Lucretia, listen, this is really amazing. You just motivated me. You just took me, I just got re-empowered. Is there anything like re-empowerment? I just got re-empowered myself. I'm really gonna go another, because this is why this is essential. But I wanted to, I think Jasmine has a question. I don't know if that's the question, but before I ask the question on her behalf, I want to encourage each and every one of you, if you have a question, ask. The only stupid question is one you didn't ask. If you have a comment, do that. That's why we're here. But when you were doing the presentation, I forgot on what slide, Lucretia, you talked about the Toyota model. If it wouldn't be complicated, because I like you to give them assignments too. If you wouldn't take more than 2 minutes or something before we get to Jasmine and some other questions here, I'm sure they may be wondering, what is that? Can you kind of touch on what that model is and why it's preferred?
The Toyota model focus on the community. That's what it is, working as a community.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they don't make money.
Working as a tribe, and you might be a very small company, for your team, if you consider your team as a tribe, and work together and know that we are in this together. That's what the Toyota model focus on. And I can send Dr. Deriki that information to share, but the Toyota model focus on teamwork. They refer to it as the tribe. So when you have a tribe in place and tribe they hold together.
They hold each other accountable together.
There's accountability. And that's how Toyota became so successful, and a lot of companies adapt Toyota model, and a lot of business school would teach the Toyota model because of that tribe, that cohesiveness, and that working together as one.
That's really amazing. So if you would like to get that model, you can drop your email at info@wetati.com, info@wetati.com, and when she sends it, we will share that with you. That would be something to incentivize you as well. I'm going to go to her question, and then let's see where we go from there. Because social enterprise doesn't mean they don't make money, because Toyota is $1 billion company. So just because you're doing it just assures that you will succeed when you incorporate other people. When you do something that is selfless, it doesn't mean you won't make money, right, Lucretia? You can still make good money.
Exactly. But when I say corporate responsibility, it's giving back to the community.
Right.
That's what a lot of businesses should do.
Yes.
And even in the banking world right now, the Federal Reserve, or the governing body for the banking, put in place what they call CRA, Community Reinvestment Act. It forces bank to expand into areas that are underserved, to provide services to those people, marginalized area or people, communities, to invest in those areas and to get credits. That's part of the social responsibility. So being a business owner, you want to give back to your community. So when people ask you, what is your social responsibility? You have to have things listed as what you do that you give back to your community.
Exactly, and that's why we keep telling you guys, find a way to volunteer to give back to WETATi that is doing all this for you guys. The training you guys just received is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. But both myself and Ms. Lucretia and the WETATi community understand the power of making sure you guys understand this now that you're very young, so that your lives will be much better from now. And that's why this is our own form of giving back, because all of this is free to you. So the first question here is from Jasmine. She says, what are the different ways to make business plan? What are the different ways to make a business plan?
Business plan has a template. There's a lot of template online that you can go on to do your business plan, but there are steps within the business plan that you have to do. And the research method that I talked about is part of the business plan. So you want to find a template. You can go on the SBA.gov website. They have a template there that you can use, very easy. And it makes it so easy because it's almost like in a question format. So
you fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank, and after you fill in the blank, you will pretty much have a full business plan. You want to also utilize the Small Business Development Center. This is part of the federal government, and these are centers that they provide technical assistance. They can help you with your business plan. If you're in Maryland, the University of Maryland is the head office for the SBDC, the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. For women, they're also the Women Business Center we can use as well. And these people are there to help you generate your business plan.
Thank you so much. Does anybody else have, most of the others are like comments and stuff. Does anybody have any other question before we bring it to a close? I'm pumped. I'm about to start a new business when I get out of here. As you're talking, something new came. Jasmine, was that answer to your question, or does anybody else have a question? Okay, somebody has just sent another question. Is there any easy way or service to start a business without money, right? Okay, wait, Jasmine just asked, and before that one, are you ever too young to start a business? The same girl, no. Lucretia, that's your question. She said, are you ever too young?
You're never too young to start a business. And I'll tell you that there's a young lady now, and I can't remember this child name, but she started this juice Visit
Lucretia, you met her at our convention in 2017. The girl
Yeah, your
with, she
convention,
was
but
our
I
keynote
also,
speaker. She was
yeah,
11 years old.
11 years old, and
She
I
did
met her.
the juice.
I
Wait,
met her.
the juice, something about apple. What is it?
It's a B, some B,
I
B
forgot the
something
name.
juice.
Yeah,
But
she's
I
on
met
our
her.
website. You guys can see her. Yeah.
Yeah, I met her prior to that.
Mhm.
And no, you can never be too young to start a business.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, so you see, she said she's 13. So the girl was 11 when we met her, but she started way before she was 11 years old. She's so poised. She's so smart. If you go to WETATi.com and click on our click on our the YouTube channel and look for the convention 2017. She was the keynote speaker. You need to hear this girl speak. Age has nothing to do with it. There are people that are 60 years old, they got nothing to offer the world. So Jasmine, I can feel your fire. So you 13, you are well on your way. Make sure you send us an email. Let's discuss with you where you are and how we can further help you. So if you have any other question, the other question is, I have, my business is service business. How can I start a service business without money? Do you have any answers to that?
Again, it depends on the service business that you provide, and that's it, tutoring. If your service business is tutoring, you don't have to have money to start tutoring.
Service, exactly.
But as a service business, but as you tutor and you start to get more students to tutor, you will need to have help because you cannot do all of that. So that's where funding will come into play. So in the beginning, some businesses can be started without any outlay of capital, and some will start with very, very little outlay of capital. Again, and it depends on the type of business you're in.
Yeah, I think totally. But for me, the worst chance to take is one you didn't take. Your idea is free. Your mind is yours. All you need to do, everybody has a piece of paper. Everybody has some kind of laptop or phone. Just begin somewhere. It doesn't matter if all you need to do is to create a business card as soon as you come up with a name. Right there and then, you have empowered yourself. The movement has begun. Before you know, just start. The most important thing is to start. Reach out to somebody to encourage you. If you have questions, continue to participate in this webinar. Make sure you expand on it. If you stay with us and you continue to work, there's no way we will not guide you through the right path. The worst thing you can do is to chicken out. Go ahead, Lucretia.
Exactly. And the only money you would need, like I always advise people, never start a business that is not a bona fide registered business. You can register your trade name. It doesn't have to be an LLC. It doesn't have to be a corporation. Exactly. I think it's $50 or $80. It will cost you under $100 to get just your trade name registered. That puts you, and you don't have to file any type of, taxes or anything or to pay any fee. So get your trade name filed if you really want to start business and going out there to, sort of market yourself and creating a website and creating your business. At least have your trade name registered with the proper jurisdiction. For the state of Maryland, I think it's $80. For the District of Columbia, I believe, I think it's $50 or $150 to start at. But make sure you have at least your business trade name registered and get your tax ID number from the IRS.
And that is free. That's IRS.gov. But can you talk a little bit on this trade name about when you live in state of Maryland, where to go and register and why does it matter? You know what I mean? Can you talk about that? Take a minute and we'll be done. Because this will help them out a lot.
Sure, it's important. If you're in Maryland, there's a lot of, we talk about technology. We're in the digital age now, so you can do that right online. You can go to marylandexpress.gov or the Maryland Department of Assessment and Taxation, and then there will be a link from there. Then you register your trade name. Registering your trade name is important because if you come up with an idea and start to market it under a name and you do not register your name and someone else come up with that name, you have already started creating awareness. And if someone else come up with that name, you cannot use that name. So that's why I encourage you, even within your state, to register that name within in your state where you are.
Thank you so much. You know why this is so important? Let me encourage you guys. Can you imagine at your age right now, you start a business, register your trade name like Ms. Freeman said, Buster said, and by the time you are 25, 26, 30, the system would have counted you being in business all this while. So when you not get ready to go and apply for a loan or something that the system requires you, just like this COVID-19, for those businesses now that they're asking us to show proof how long we've been in business. Can you imagine if we were in business, we never registered and this kind of things, you won't be able to prove that you've been in business. So it does help you to get started with your business idea right now, get in the system, begin to build what we call goodwill and equity. So by the time you're really ready for big league in your business, everything would have been in place. So this is a great time to get started. And the time is now. There's so many things going on around the world that you can look at and come up with something. And don't be overwhelmed, just a little bit at a time. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And I think that's it. Follow us on social media. Send us a comment. We want to hear how this went for you guys, because this is the only way others would know. This is the only way others would know how well this is going and how it's received. So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. If you're not following us, you're cheating yourself and you're cheating us, because this is the way we can stay connected every time we do this. All right. Next Tuesday, we're coming up with a program where you guys are going to have like a 6-week straight program. At the end, you're going to get a certificate, and we are announcing, we'll be announcing, we thought we we're going to do it today, but there's some things we're working on next week for sure. Those that will be receiving the WETATi and Risk Scholarship for this year. So just bear with us. There's some things we're working on, and this is where you belong. That would help you with your scholarship when we can. Will help you with your mindset. Will help you with the thing that you need to grow as a person and build your own wealth and contribute to society. Somebody, let me see if this is a chart. Is this a question or something? Oh, the email. The email is info. Somebody wanted to know what is the email. Info, info @wetati.com. WETATi.com. That's it. So until next time, everyone, we say WETATi power. WETATi power. We want to thank Ms. Freeman so much for this opportunity. You really made a difference. The WETATi community and the next generation would have you to thank for the rest of their lives. Okay. Thank you so much for being on this training today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.